very surprised how effective it was. So I started getting sorry, my throat. I started with this strategy. I started back testing it, and to be honest, I've achieved so much success with this one small strategy that I've been over the moon with it, and I've decided to duplicate this and teach everybody else in the team exactly what I've just found. Because when I got started, I know that they teach you to watch the academy and then start watching the TV, but sometimes you might think which educator will I like to watch. So you might just watch somebody and they may be a bit ahead of you in terms of knowledge. So I was watching Lex Waves and I was watching Christopher Derrick. They're very, very good. So just make sure everyone can hear me clearly. I don't want to be yeah, you can hear. I'm sure you can hear. My mic seems to be moving up well, so that's good. So basically, what I'm saying is these educators are very good, but I think they're designed for people who are a bit further down the line in terms of knowledge. Um, so I decided to go to Adeze Duncan because in the Academy Basics 1 to 4, who is it? Who's the person educating us? Adeze Duncan. So I only thought maybe she'll be teaching me something along the lines of my knowledge level at the moment. And obviously she did find some. She did give me that information. So I'm just gonna share my screen and show you what I found out. You can all go to the Academy, the IML TV, and actually find her anyway. So I was actually watching her again yesterday, just to show you. This morning, sorry, I've been watching her since then. And as you can see, I've been on Adeze Duncan on the recordings, and I've been watching here. So you can see
taking place. Here we go. Let's play it out. Okay, we're still up. We're still up.
It's amazing what she does. Back test the system in our face, and that's what got me really, really excited. So anyway, I'm going to talk to you about what it is that she teaches. So let's take. I've got. This is the USB JPY. So that's actually a pretty good one. Let me clear this whole screen and take my picture off as well because I can't see my screen properly. Okay, let me go to the drawing tools and hide all drawing tools. Okay, so for example, this is the market here. I'm assuming you guys have watched the Academy Basics 1 to 4 already. So you will know what the basics mean, like, for example, what a candle is, what a wick is, support is, resistance. So the simple terminology that you need to know before you actually start getting to grips with this. But it's very, very simple, very, very simple, guys. So I'm going to start from the beginning. What she says is whenever you're looking at any charts, take all the indicators off. You don't need anything at all. She said there's a book called Naked Forex. Go get that book. Go get it. It's actually inside the if you go to IML and on Facebook, they actually have many files in there. I'm not sure if you know, but so many files that they share with us in there. You'll be able to find a copy of Naked Forex in there and many, many different things that might be of use to you. For example, you have the journal in there and you have a few other things. I'll show you a bit later. But anyway, whenever you want to mark up the charts, she says this, come to the chart and let's take a look on the 4-hourly time frame. And you can see this is, for example, the chart in the USD JPY, and the market is currently here. All you need is support, resistance lines. You want to draw them in, and then what you want to do is draw in your zones. I'm going to talk to you about what zones are, and then all you want to be doing is buying or selling when you see something happen within them zones only, nothing else, only in those zones. So I'm going to use this market right here. I'm just going to say, okay, let me mark up the support and resistance first, and then we'll take it from there. So I'm on the 4-hourly time frame. I'm going to change my candles into line chart just so I can see the support levels either. I click on here. I'm going to click on horizontal line. And guys, tradingview.com is pretty much the best place you can go to start marking up your charts on a good screen. It's got so many tools that you can use, and everything that I'm using here is free. I do want to upgrade actually because I want more parts to it. to this as well, like more tools to be able to use and alerts and stuff like that. So if you've got the money to upgrade, you should upgrade. It might cost about $15.99. But as you can see, guys, this is where the market is currently. You can see here. But let's take a look at some levels. I'd say maybe that could be a level. But I would say definitely that's where the market's touched quite a few times. So you're looking for where the market's reversed quite a few. Uh-oh. It's just brought everything back for me. Oh, okay, sorry. The drawing tool. I want to remove all the drawing tools, not hide. Okay. So now, let's say I believe about here would be an area of support or resistance. I'm not sure. Pardon? Yeah, after the call, no problem. Okay, so that's why is that a support or resistance? Because the market turned around here. The market turned around. You can see here, 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 here. Whenever it touched that line, the market turned around. So it's providing what? If it's coming from underneath and going to the top, that is resistance. But if it's coming from on top and it hits, that's support. So you can see it's definitely a support and resistance line. And you're only looking for the major lines, okay? So anything which you're thinking, is it or is it not, don't bother with it. If you can see it definitely hits there many times, then that's where you want to add it in. So I'd say probably about there, an area of support resistance. I'd probably say, let's take a look there. And you can also go on a bit bigger time frame and see whether it really is, because you might not see enough data there. For example, you're not seeing a lot of data. So what you could do is you can make it thinner and see, okay, well, what happened earlier on in the year, or you can see what's going on. Okay, so from here, I'm gonna back test this for you, this exact thing. So one thing you're gonna understand is you could actually use this to get people to understand how you're gonna make money in this industry and in trading. So I would say that's pretty much an area there. It's an area. It's not exact one line. It's actually an area. So between there and there could possibly be an area. But let's make the time frame bigger. If you can't see and you're finding it a bit harder, just make the time frame a bit bigger. Squash it up. Let's see what's going on here. So that is an area here. Look, you can see back here, it's still touching the line. So I could even move that up a tiny bit. So that's an area. That's definitely going to be an area there, isn't it? See if you can find it a bit easy. Is that better there? Yeah, that's better there, I would say. Why? It's touching there, it's touching there, and it's touching over here. That's exactly a major line. Guys, hopefully you're following me. If there's anything that you want to ask, Bass, if you can take care of the questions, maybe you can just speak it for me if there's anyone that has any questions while I'm doing this this marking up. So I can go back now. I know for sure that these are my lines, and I'm only really worried about these 3 lines because that's where the market is. So I don't need to mark up the whole thing. So I'm going to go now to the hourly chart and go back to candles. So I've now drawn in my support and resistance line. Okay. So let's take a look here. Maybe that's an area support there, even better. I think that's even better, yeah. So now that you're on the 1 hourly time frame, you can actually clean this up and get your lines exactly where you want them. So I'd say about there. That's perfect on the line. So now what she says is draw in your zones. So you get here, draw in your rectangles. See where the wicks are coming out? This is pretty much an area of support. It's not a line, it's an area. So what I would do is I draw in something like that to the top area where it keeps coming and keeps returning. Where the other areas? So I'd say it's pretty big, that. So that is an area of support and resistance. Actually, sorry. Let's get that to the end of there. Okay. So I've got it. You don't have to be, too precise, but as long as you've got an area there within that line of support and resistance, and you keep drawing these in on this one here as well, I'd say that's a pretty good line to be fair. So I'd say about there to about Even there. That's fine. Do a little bit of space. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I'd say about here, you're going in, and you've got your line in there. Perfect. So this is the way you would back test something like this. I'm going to add in one more support resistance line. I'd say it's about there, guys. You can see why. I'm looking here. I'm looking at the line in here, and I'm looking at here. The market's pretty much around about there. It's overshot it a bit. So I'd say it's between about there. So I'll add a line in there, and what I'll do is I'll add another area, another zone. That's my zone. Okay. Right, hopefully this is making sense, guys. I'm just drawing in support and resistance zones. That's it. So now, guys, let's use this whole area here just for back testing. You can use any time in the past at all, any time. But we're using this area right now. So what we'll do is we'll go from here and we'll just use this as our area. And what I'm going to do, let me just get to where is the button? Okay, that's in the way. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to back test this. I'm going to go straight from, let's say, this time. So everything's gone. Now it's taken away what we had that's just happened, what's just happened up until this point here. Now, all I'm going to be doing is buying or selling when I see an engulfing candle, which is bullish or bearish. I'm going to buy if it's bullish. I'm going to sell if it's bearish. An engulfing candle means a candle which totally outstrips the candle previous to it within the zones. Anytime it's within the zones, that's all I'm looking for. A candle which outstrips it. So let's take a look. What's happening here? And let's pause it. Right, we're here, it's getting into the zone, it's in the zone. Okay, now let's take a look. Gone in the zone. There we are. We stop right there. We stop right there. So now you've seen the market's gone in here, and that's a big candle. Previous candle, obviously you can see it's in here. But I think seeing this, I would definitely have got in. Okay, because the candle's a massive candle and it's come out of the zone. So I would have got in on a sell to hit the next zone. So it says all it is these confirmations and you're getting in. So let's say you get in anywhere just outside here and you set your stop loss just outside the previous wick that you've seen. So let's say 35 pips. Let's look how many pips would you get in there. That's at least 1-to-1. That's not too bad. I'd be aiming for this point here to take profit. That's all you're thinking about. You get in it once that bar comes out and you're setting your take profit here. So what is the credentials here? You've got 75 pips stop loss and 86 pips to take profit. And that would be your entry price. That would be your stop loss and that would be your take profit. So what you do is you don't attach no feelings to this. You're not going to think about the candles, looking at the candles and going, okay, well, that looks like it's going back up. That looks like, no, just put the trade on and let it be. See what happens from there. So let's take a look at seeing what happens. Let me close this off. Now, how many pips we would have made? 86 if it reaches our target, okay? So let's say you had a, I don't know, £500 account and you decided I'm going to go with what lot size? I don't know. It's up to you. A pound a pip, 50p a pip, 20p, 10p, whatever you want. But what you got to first determine is how much you're willing to risk. Let's say you went on this trade. To be honest, I would probably go on like a 10, 20p a pip trade here because it's such a big stop loss because there's so much that happened outside of the box this time. So I'd go on a 10 pence a pip trade, hoping to make like, I don't know, £8 here. Okay, so that's 86 pips. Is that right? £8? About £8.60, 10 pence a pip. Calculations are not the best. I'm quite sure it's about £8.60 because you've got 100 pips, you're making £10, right? So yeah. So let me just delete this. Sorry, I'm just going to delete it to get it out of your way, and let's see what happens from here on out. Let's see what happens. Where does it go? Does it reach our zone? Yes, it does. It's reached our zone. Perfect. We've now made £8.60 on our account. Okay, let's go with 10 pence a pip the whole way. Nothing more, nothing less. All right, now let's see what happens next. Market happens. Is there a breakout? We see a breakout. We see a breakout, guys. This here was a small candle. You want to zoom in a bit more if you want. Let's zoom in a bit more. Let's go to here. That was a small candle there, which is now engulfed by a big candle. That's for us, that's our cue to get in on a buy. So what we do, we're on a long position. At the end of that candle, at the end of the hour, you'd get in. And you'd have a stop loss where? About 5 pips outside your zone, about 45 pips, let's say. Okay? So you are aiming for somewhere in here. You can aim for the beginning of the box, the middle of the box, wherever you want. That's up to you. You can amend your strategy however you like. But you're looking for 84, 85 pips. Let's go with 85 pips. This is a great tool because what you could do is just go here and just do 850, and that will just actually give you the 85 pips and then 45 pips stop loss, and it's just going to give you all the credentials straight away, and you can click on it. That's what you're aiming for. You get in here, you're expected to lose 45 pips if you lose, but that's what you put in on the table before you put your trade on. Because what Adeze Duncan says is, it's like a game of blackjack. If you go to the casino, I've never been, but you know, she explained it and I understood it clearly. If you went to the casino and you're playing a game of blackjack and you've got chips in your hand, you're going to decide how many chips you're willing to risk on that game of blackjack. So let's say you put down 5 chips, you know it's 5 chips. You're going to play that game. If you lose, you lost your 5 chips. You're fine with that. But what many of us do when we're traders, I've been the same. I've been a victim of it in the past. You know, I used to get into trading thinking, you know, thinking mentally, thinking that I can memorize everything I put on. And what happens is you get into a trade and it's equivalent to playing a game of blackjack and just seeing more and more of your chips appearing on the table while you're playing your game. Like, oh my gosh, I didn't use that many chips. Oh my gosh, more chips, more chips, more chips. Oh, I've just, you know, I've just risked my whole account. That's what people are doing with their trading account. So before every single trade, what I would say to do, calculate how much you're willing to risk. So you may want to go high risk with this. So sometimes what I do is if I'm up £20 or £8, I'll go, you know what, I'll risk that whole £8 on this. So I'll do 45 pips divided by £8. I'll work out how much I want to lose. So 45 pips divided by £8 equals, it's like, what am I doing? £8 divided by 45 pips. So that's 0.17. So what's that now? Okay, let's say, for example, I wanted to risk £45 on this trade. It's quite a lot. So let's like make it half. Okay. So let's say £22.50 I'm willing to risk on this in order to make 85 pips. So let's say I'm going to go with 50 pence a pip on this. And how much am I going to make? Okay, I'm going to make £42.50 if it hits to take profit, and I'm going to lose £22.50 if it hits the stop loss. So that's what you do. You put 0.05 on this, and you just say, let's see what happens. Okay, so let's now play and see what happens from here. I'm not sure what happens, but let's see. It might hit my stop loss, might not. But what I do know, it's just hit your area. It's hit your area. So if you put your take profit here, it would have hit your area. Remember another thing, it's when you go up at least 30 pips, you're going to move your stop loss from down here to break even where you entered the market. So you don't have any risk whatsoever on that trade. Every single trade that you put on, if you go between 25, 30 pips up, move that stop loss to break even. Okay. So you never lose. So anyway, you've just now hit here. Remember, this is the zone you're aiming for. You could go to more if you want, but I know that if I saw my account, my trade go into this blue area, I'm taking profit, especially if it's this close. I'm taking profit. So I would have taken profit here, Let's just take a look at how many pips that is from there to hitting your zone. Let's just say it was exactly on the zone. 74 pips. Okay, you made a little bit less, you know, but if you had 50 pence a pip there, you've made a nice little change there. 30 something pound, you're sorted. Okay, so that's you now 1, 2 trades. Right, let's see what happens next. Right, so the market moves. We're not trading because it's in an area, it's not in a zone. So you're in here. It's actually hit even higher now. And now guess what's happened? There's a small one and then there's an engulfing. So guess what? You're on a sell. So what you do, bear in mind we've won 2 trades in a row and we're going for a third now. So you're now up on 50p and whatever you want to put your lot sizes, but make sure you keep it on a proper size, because obviously if you lose one trade and your lot size is too high, then this is where money management is basically the most important part of trading. Even though you have a strategy this good, for example, you could still blow your account if you get silly and try to go and make too much money. You still need to be risking a small percent of your account. I try to stick by, you know, between 1 to 3% on any one trade, and try to have at least 9% maximum of my account at any one time being risked. So if you have £1,000 in your account, for example, and you want to trade, that's £30 maximum I want to lose on any one trade, and £90 I want to be losing on any number of trades at one time. You need to be knowing how much of your account that you're actually using at one time. I'm going to show you something that I use as well. But basically, I'd get in on a sell here because that's happened. Okay. And I will put my stop loss just outside this zone. I'd say the previous area. That's a bit too high. I wouldn't go that far. I'd maybe keep it at even about 40 pips. Okay. And then again, now I'm aiming for down here. Okay. Let's even say we're aiming for right on the edge again if you want. That ratio, risk to reward, is 1.64. That's great. Amazing. You've got to have it at least 1 to 1. You don't want to be less than that. And Adese actually says at least 1 to 5 is a good risk to reward ratio, but that's up to you. But to be honest, that's great, because what this means is that's what, if you're doing 1 to, let's say 1.5, that means you're making 1 win and you need 3 losses to just break back even. So imagine you put 4 trades on in a row and 1 of them lost. Let's say, sorry, 3 of them lost. Then you won 1, you'd have broken even. So that's even winning only 1 of 4 and you're still breaking even if you keep the risk to reward ratio correct. So sometimes don't enter a trade unless that risk to reward is right. Or just know that you can amend your strategy to moving that stop loss as soon as it goes your way and making sure you're reducing that risk as soon as possible. But anyway, let's see what happens. I don't know what happens from here. What I'm saying is I expect to aim for the next zone. So you're going to get my point here. Let's just see what happens. It might go, might not. Sometimes it doesn't work. But most of the time, it does. Let's see what happens. Okay, let's speed up a bit more. Okay, now it's hit the area. Has it gone above? No. Not hit your stop loss. Not hit your stop loss. Let's go, let's go. Still not hit your stop loss. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Have I lost yet? No, and I've hit my take profit. Guys, you see what's happened there? How many trades have we just done in a row and we've hit our take profit? What, 3? Is that 3 times now? That's now got our take profit again. You're probably thinking, wow, what's going on? You can do this on any chart, in any time in history, and it's going to be consistent. What Adese Duncan says is, she actually gives a great example. The Venus flytrap. She says, the Venus flytrap, this is a plant which catches flies for obviously, that's what it does for a living. And what it does is it sits there open. The flies come and it starts eating from it. And it has 3 receptors inside. And it doesn't actually move or try to catch the fly until a few confirmations happen. That fly jumps in, starts eating. It touches 1 receptor, continues eating. But if it touches a second receptor within 25 seconds, it's closed. It's closed on it. and it's gone. That fly is eaten. So what it doesn't have any feelings. It's not catching feelings going, oh, the fly's jumped in, I better just close and eat it. Or it's touched one, I better close. It never changes its strategy. It doesn't catch every single fly. It catches maybe 7 to 8 flies out of 10. But it never ever changes its strategy because the strategy works. So they just keep going. Some are gonna get away. So she gives an example based on trading. You get in, you're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some, but don't catch feelings, catch pips. Continue with your exact same strategy and just allow the process to happen. Think of losses as expenses in your business. For traders, that's how we got to look at losses. Expenses in your business. Keep the lot size correct for your account size, and you are going to go to the next level. And to be honest, I don't see anybody, for now, for me seeing this, I've got so much more power when I'm explaining to people how IML can change their life, how IML can give them money without having to introduce anyone to the business. You can get onto the market and make this thing here an ATM. And when you say I can make this an ATM, they don't have to join and take your word for it and then hopefully learn some trading and then start trying to make money. You can actually show them this before they get started and say, look, bring up any pair that you want, any pair. I'm going to mark up the chart and I'm going to show you how you would be making money over the next 10 trades. Let's do a replay of what you would be doing. Let's think of any time frame, any pair, and let's do it. Just from a basic understanding of trading, that's unbelievable. I think we've got so much power. When David Immonite, he said, this company are putting the power in your hands to go and change your financial future for you and your family. I took that, I understood it, but I didn't understand exactly the power yet because I hadn't learned enough. But now when I learned this, I really understand just from the basics. I don't even know any more than this. It's enough. She said you don't really need all the other indicators because that's just really for later on. That's going to help you confirm and doubly confirm and quadruply confirm your trades. But let's just quickly forward and see what happens next. Let's see. That's an engulfing upwards. So we're looking for the next, we're looking for the market to reach the next bar. It might not. Okay, we lost. Okay, so look, we lost one here. So we would have been somewhere around about here and taken a little hit of a few pips here. Let's take a look at how many pips. That was an engulfing there. So we've got in there, hoping to go right up. But again, how many pips did that move up? That moved up 44 pips. So we would have broken even. We wouldn't even have lost anything. So I'm not even going to go into that. We would have gone to break even there. Okay, no problem. Some of us might even have a different strategy where they take some of the profits at 30% and then let it carry on. So let's see what happens now. Bang. Okay. That was an engulfing. What we're going to do, we're going to make money straight from here. We set our stop loss pretty much there. Let's even put that to about 45 pips. And we're looking for about, I don't know, that's a 1-to-1. So at least 1-to-1. We're getting it. And it's hit our take profit anyway. Okay. So we've done another win there. So there's no losses so far. What we've seen there, that's an engulfing. That's happened again. Let's move this market up and let's see what's going on. Maybe I've marked this market a bit too wide. Maybe it needs to be about here. Let's see how big that is. Let's see how wide that is. How many pips? That's like 90 something pips, guys. Maybe I haven't drawn in my support resistance line properly. Maybe that was a line. I don't know. Let's take another look quickly. See what's going on. I just drawn that line in there. Yeah, so the market's turned around here on a wick. Turned around here. Yeah, that's also an area of support resistance. Maybe that's the area that I'm supposed to be looking for. That's quite a big thing. Or maybe. So I'm thinking about that. Maybe. And you know, these boxes that I've made them quite big. You don't need to be that big. But let's go back to the hourly. Hopefully this is this helping everybody here? Does this make sense, guys? Is this clear and easy to understand? just so you understand. I just want to make sure everyone's following this well. Okay, so anyway, I'll wait for messages to come in, but there's an engulfing again that I would have got in here on a buy right here. So let's see. Is this where we're at? Okay, so the market dropped. So maybe I've moved this up, or I should just stick to where I was. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe here is better. Let's leave it where it was. Let's not try to cheat the system. Let's see. Right, so let's just leave it there. And let's say, okay, that's not hit there yet. That's not hit anywhere. Let's wait for the market to go where we want it to go. Okay, so we're back on the hourly. Let's go. Oh, is that the end? Sorry. Right, where were we? It was about here. So as you can see, guys, the market there is dropped there. So now it's dropped a lot. The market's gone in here. You can see whenever it happens, you see it, what's happening. Look, there's an engulfing here. It goes into here and then drops right down here. Okay. There's an engulfing on the up here. So look what it's done. It's gone all the way up and it's just come shy of there. It might actually carry on and then actually hit, but you never want to be getting in these kind of areas. It's a bit, I would say it's too risky in here because your stop loss has to be somewhere in here. And if your stop loss is within these areas, kind of, you know, a bit silly because you know the market can move anywhere between here and here easily. You can see what's going on. So you could get stopped out so many times. So just stick to the same one strategy, guys. What we did yesterday, I was on a call yesterday and I've currently got this trade on at the moment, CAD CHF. So this is where we're at, and you can see I already drew in this, and it's such an amazing trade to get in on. I just said, listen guys, I'm getting in on this. It's only 12 pip stop loss. I'm getting in right here. It was here that I got in. I saw an engulfing down on that small green one there. I saw that. So I just got in, and basically on a sell, look what the risk to reward is. I'm looking at around, I think I'm looking at about 50 pips with a 12 pip stop loss, guys. So guess what I did? I went in a bit harder on this one. I thought, you know what, I'm going on £3 a pip. I don't mind losing 30 something pound on this trade. I'm going £3 a pip to try and make £150. Okay. This trade here was up here last night. Everyone on the call last night, they got in on this. It's currently here. Guess where it's going to go? I believe it's going to go right down here. I just believe it's going to happen. Look, it's happened here, and it jumped up, went into here. That jumped up, you would have probably taken a trade on about here. Probably would have taken a bit of a stop loss here. But then as soon as you see that, bang, you would be in on the sell. This is what I'm in on right this second. CAD CHF on the sell. So guys, this is very, very simple. Very, very simple trading strategy. Is there any questions on what I've just shown you here?
Hey Nathan, thanks man. There's one question from myself in this case.
Okay.
You are now like more than 50% on the right way of this trade. Did you actually change your stop loss to break even already, or you just kept your stop loss at as your minus 12 pips?
Okay, so now this is 100% risk-free trade. I'm actually looking at it right now. I'm actually going to do this. I'm actually not going to do break even. I'm going to do stop profit. Stop profit, what does that mean? I came in at 0.73965. So what I'm going to get down to is 0.73950. So obviously I'm going to make a little bit if it goes back the wrong way. Tiny bit. And so it's not that many pips, to be fair. It's only, what, 965 to 9. What's it at now? What, 0.736. So 9876. So it's about 30 pips. So yeah, that's perfect. So I've now changed that. Yeah, so that's currently £60 up at the moment on a £3 a pip trade. And yeah, so that's exactly what I would do on this trade here. And I think it's something we definitely need to duplicate. What you want to do, I really believe that what I'm going to do from here on out is, soon as I get someone started, now before I even get them started, I'm going to show them this. But as soon as I get them started, I say, look, IML Universe, when it says the phase 1, you get all yourself connected. phase 2, watch basics 1 to 4. Now, depending on how much you really want to make money, will determine how long you take to do basics 1 to 4. It could take you 1 day if you're really serious about making money, but could take you a few days if you're busy, you've got things to do. But as soon as you've got through basics 1 to 4 and you know the basic terminology, I'm gonna get you to watch IML TV, a Days A Duncan recording, and you're gonna be taking notes on exactly how to apply this basic strategy, and off you go. You can use your demo before that happens, but once you get to this stage and you back test it enough and you understand the money management, and you're comfortable putting the trades on, understanding stop loss, understanding take profit, buy limit, buy stop, sell limit, sell stop. You understand how to put these trades on. I believe soon as you've got this and you understand everything I've just said here, then you're ready to go live with a real account. And then you trade. But guess how powerful that's going to be in their mind when it comes to showing other people what this business is about and what it can do for them. And you know what? I've only learned the basics, but look what I can do. I've learned the basics. Imagine what I can do once I've got to intermediate and advanced. This is what you can do on your own, in your bedroom, in your pajamas if you want to. You can make money from home. So that being said, that's pretty much the strategy that I wanted to show you. I just want to quickly just give you a little, hopefully you can see my pages, but so like that's what I was watching today. I went to IML Elite and let me just, sorry, one second. I went to IML Elite on here, and you can actually go straight to files. Once you're on IML Elite, you go to files, and it has all of the stuff here. Let me just close this stuff 1 second. Oh, people messaging me. Okay, so it's got all the information. It's got Forex Basics, PowerPoint, it's got Elite Planner, it's got Forex, it's got Candlestick. You've got quite a few things from all of the leaders, the educators here, that you can use to your advantage. So, Be Obsessed. I got this book here, Be Obsessed or Be Average. If you're obsessed with what you do, you can get to become one of the greats. Naked Forex, this is what I got here. I just downloaded, took this, and it's here. Read it. We've got Forex here. So another few bits and pieces. And I've also downloaded the Elite Planner, so I can write in all of the things that I've got to do today. I've got a meeting a bit later today. Hopefully I'll get in 3 new guys signed up. And then that's we got to be having these presentations as often as possible. And I know you guys are doing some amazing things out there. And, I just can't wait to see more and more success stories coming from Lithuania, from wherever, is it Slovenia? And you've got Netherlands, you've got a few other places I know of that you guys are, going out there and killing the business. So, I'm proud of you guys, and, just keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a lot of things really, really well, and we want to learn from you as well. And, how you manage to get the office set up, and you're getting everything done there to, to a great standard and a great, efficiency. So let me see where get my screen back up. Okay, is there any other questions at all that are in there that you want to ask me on that, or did that all make sense to everybody?
Thanks, Nathan. I think for most people it was very clear. I also recorded the session, so I will share it within the teams, also for the people who were still at work at the moment and were not able to join. So if anybody has any questions, please drop them in the chat. We will just be able to answer them live for you now. If there are any questions later, of course, send them to us, send them in the groups, and we will be able to answer them as well.
Yeah, and I mean, also any questions based on anything to do with the business as well. I'm always here to help. I'm in the group with you guys as well. So I'm actually in my starting room right now. That's his little room. But basically, any questions that you want, I'm here to help at any time. So I'm always up as well, quite late. I'm marking up the charts pretty much every day at about 10:30 till 11. And what I did, I'm actually adding people to the Zoom call nowadays, and just marking up the charts with the same strategy, showing people how I'm doing it, and how to add in the support resistance lines and stuff like that. And also, if you're struggling with the support and resistance, if you know how to use the Fibonacci retracement tool, that just is a glorified tool to actually draw in the lines itself. just to make sure you're drawing in the lines correctly. Over there. Thank you. So just to make sure you're drawing in the lines correctly, you can actually use the Fibonacci retracement tool to just from the bottom point up to the highest point that you can see, and it will actually show you where the lines are anyway. And you can actually, after about 5-6 times of checking it, you can actually see where the market is anyway. With your naked eye, you can actually see where the market's been fluctuating between up and down. So it's really, really amazing strategy. Now, I just thought that it would take a longer time than this to actually get a strategy that's really consistent. So thanks. We'll check the strategy out and we'll catch you soon. So, thank you so much, guys. Remember, it's not my strategy, even probably not a Daisy Duncan strategy. It's just a basic strategy which I want to make sure everybody gets, you know, in their first few weeks, so they can become self-sufficient when it comes to the trading side. I think that's one side that I thought was going to take a little while for me to learn. It only took me one session of that, and that was it. Took my notes, and I've just had trade after trade. At one point, I actually had last week 22 winning trades in a row. So it does mean that it is very, very consistent. So again, like I said, please do not change your lot size to be too big, because that could obviously, if you hit one stop loss on the too big lot size, that means it might wipe out, you know, a couple, if not even more, of your previous winning trades. So with that being said, thanks a lot, guys, for everything. I'll be on the call whenever needed as well. And Bas, is there anything else you need me to go through?
Thank you, Nathan, for today, and we will definitely stay in touch for some more sessions somewhere down the line next week.
No problem. No problem.
Okay.
Bas, and we'll keep in touch on the support chat group.
Yes. Thank you very much, Nathan, and thanks everybody for coming today, and we will see you all soon.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day.